How's it going? Luke Siliski with Siliski Land Management. Yesterday I made a couple short videos running my Halverson firewood processor on my Takuchi skid steer. We burn a fair amount of firewood here. My parents burn next door. They live about 100 yards away. And then I burn. We just purchased a wood stove last year. And I've got a wood stove in my shed for whenever I go out in the wintertime and be working on woodworking projects or anything like that. And then this year I'm going to be setting it up to where I can hang my deer in there. If I shoot a deer, I can hang it up in there and I can have the wood burner going and I can process it or whatever and do that in the comforts of a wood shed or of the shed there with heat. So I decided to buy a Halverson HWP 140 firewood processor. I watched a lot of videos, read a lot of comments. I was going back and forth between buying a firewood processor for my skid steer or buying a Easton made 1228 with the box wedge is the one I was leaning towards if I ran like a dedicated processor as far as like a tow behind style one where you just cut rounds and then load them up and go that route. The only reason that I decided to go with the Halverson instead of the Easton made one was the Easton made had a 1 year, I think, lead time. I was talking with the folks up there at Easton made. Yeah, they're just high demand and product availability and stuff like that made their lead time pretty good. So I decided to go with the Halverson. I talked with the fine folks up there, Halverson up in Minnesota. They had them in hand. They had me one, I think, within a week. And then there were some small issues with it. Got it set up, ran it, and then had some issues. Talked with Halverson, and they deemed that it was a pretty good issue. And what they did is they just drop shipped me another processor. And then when that truck got here, I just loaded up the one that they just sent me and put it right back on the truck, heading back to Minnesota to get refurbished. So pretty happy, very happy with their sales and service side, and pretty happy with the machine so far. They say that it'll do about 1 to 2 full cords of firewood an hour. I'm not that proficient with it yet. The video that I made yesterday is the first time that I tried making a video and talking in the video and running the machine at the same time, and it'll make it look like I don't know how to run it. Even though I've ran it a fair amount and I've gotten pretty proficient at it. My setup right now is not conducive for being the fastest in the world, just because of where I've got my logs staged and where I've been splitting and stuff like that. Now, as I get some room made and try to figure out where I want to organize and put everything, I'll be able to make that a lot quicker. But for now, I've just kind of got stuff put where I've had room. And then, yeah, so once I get it organized, it'll be a lot better. So I'll attach this to the video and upload it here in a little bit. So thank you, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Kind of messing around the house. As you can see, I've got the Halverson HWP 140 firewood processor on the front of my skid steer. I got a pile of that right there in the center. That's a pile of sawmill offall from a mobile milling job we did for a local tree faller. And then I've got another pile right over here of logs, trees, and stuff that I've cut off of my property. So this is my side yard area. Under that gray tarp there, I've got 5 IBC totes of firewood that I've already split and stacked and covered, ready for next year. Whenever summer hits, then I'll get them uncovered. Got a pile right here that a local tree company, a different local tree company drops these off. Now I got cut them by hand. And then in the back,
back there, kind of behind my piles, I've got a clean spot, and that's where I'm gonna build a firewood shed to where I can put all my IBC totes in there. I'm gonna build a lean-to. It'll be open on the side here, closest, like on the left side. It'll be open, and I'll be able to stack 24 IBC totes in there. So that'll be a project for later on this summer, whenever I get my backyard wrapped up. And I've got a pile of split stuff right here, and that's what I'm gonna do now, is split some more. So get some video of splitting. I got a fresh chain on there, and I've done a test log, and it's doing really good. press like it was splitting now. Then I back it up a little bit, it automatically stops. And then I put the clamp down. As soon as I release it, it automatically returns the cradle back. And then you can get it to where it's the exact same. And you can set it to whatever length you want. I think it'll go from 14 inches to 22 inches is the adjustability on it. I've got this one set at like right at 17 inches. That's what works good for our stove. For both stoves, I got a wood stove in the shed, and then I got one in the house. I've got my son in the back behind the pile there, loading the IBC tote. HWP 140, you can get a 4-way splitter with it and a 6-way splitter. I got the 4-way and the 6-way. I run the 6-way. The Halverson HWP 150 has a hydraulically adjustable splitting wedge, but it was thousands of dollars more, and this thing wasn't cheap to begin with. So I opted for the manually adjustable one. Now, since I split different size trees and everything's not extremely uniform, what I do is I usually find a piece of wood or a stump or something, and I set my wedge on it, and then I manually raise it up and down with actually the height of the machine itself. It's got a pin in it, and normally you can just let it, set it, but then you'll have some extra, some different sized ones. So this is what works for me. Might not work for somebody else, but this is the process I do, and it works. Since my son's here, usually I just honk at him and he comes and fixes the wood for me. He thinks it's the greatest idea in the world to climb over the top of the pile instead of walk around it. So, but he's not inside playing video games, so I'll let him walk whichever way he wants.